if I was a defensive coordinator today, I would have been upset about certain things. And if I was the offensive coordinator today, I'd been upset about certain things. As a head coach, I was kind of happy with a lot of different things. I mean, we did a goal line period live today. I thought defensively they played very, very well. So offensively, there's a challenge there about, hey, we got to be able to get the ball in and do that. We had a blitz pickup period today that, offensively, that's as good of an executed period as there's been since I've been here. And we threw really good balls, made really good catches. So, no, I was really happy with that. I thought Evan Swoboda had a really, really good day throwing the football. I think there's some guys that showed up today really well receiving it. Jalen Sargent, I think, is on a good streak right now. I think he's in a good place mentally, doing what he's supposed to day after day, and he's in a really good spot, and he's making some plays. Justin Stevenson, I thought, had some good plays to him today. I think the running backs did some good things. And so, yeah, I mean, it's kind of upbeat, on that part. So I'll actually maybe go out to dinner tonight and feel good about it. So this is some good things today. So I was happy with that.
Now that you are the head coach, is that fun to see Evan and the ones punch back after the defense kind of got after them on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was good to see. I think what happens is, especially in Evan's situation, there's some things, fundamentally that he's working really hard on, and Coach Johnson's working hard at getting him to correct. I thought today, there was some really good live balls come out of his hand, and it was where you're looking at that and it's like, oh, wow, that's a really good throw. And so, yeah, it is. It's a good thing, and you want both sides of it to fight, and do that. And today was a good day, and it was a good practice today. When you come off of, you get done with Saturday, right? You got Sunday off, Monday off. You get a couple days. That's the problem with the spring a little bit is just maintaining rhythm, because you're practicing like every other day to it, where you get into fall camp and you can kind of get a little bit better, because you pound it, you're going day after day. So it was a good day, though.
Jay, the transfer portal opened today, and I know you can't be specific, or probably won't be specific, but do you expect to be busy shopping, and expect any guys leaving, really, aside from what we saw yesterday?
I think as far as the leaving part, guys that are in from here, we wish them well, in that regard. As far as busy shopping, no, we're not. We don't have spots, a lot of spots right now. We had a punter in on a visit this past weekend. Very good possibility that's a direction that we go, and and that's about as much as what I can say right now about it. So.
Kind of going off that a little bit, how important is Caden Anderson's kind of progression now at that quarterback position?
Yeah, I think with Caden, I think he's made a big stride. He's made big strides this spring. Last fall, he got cleared fully in late August, early September, that type of thing. He was in September. He kind of did August where he could throw individual drills and stuff like that. They still weren't letting him throw team and those types of things. When he was on the scout team last year, I just thought, there was times it was like, hey, you're the quarterback, be more assertive. Take charge. Even though you're running a card right here, you're in charge. You're the quarterback. I've seen that growth from him this spring. Like when he's out there on the field, like he's doing that. And so I'm optimistic about where his growth is right now, and like what I see from him so far.
Speaking of Anderson, are you seeing that he's confident on his knee? I know, like Sebastian Hars told me, there was a lot of times last year he wasn't confident with that.
He's getting better. He's getting better. He had a run today that, he kind of didn't pick his feet up through the hole and falls over, and I told him he needed to turn his athlete card in. little bit that way, and he told me he's still getting back to being an athlete. But no, I think that's coming. I think, step number one for him was to have a full off season, from January till mid-March when we started spring practice, and he had that. Step number two from him is to develop as a quarterback in the spring, and he's in the process of doing just that, and it's getting better. Step number three then is to go have a good summer as far as all your working out and running and all those things that way, to where now you do get over the hump of the confidence athletically in doing that. And so he's got two of the three down right now. This third one will be a big one, and he needs to finish out the spring well. And so, but I like what I've seen from him. He's got a great attitude, and he's a great young man, so I expect him to do well.
What have you seen out of the weak side linebacker spot just over the last couple weeks?
Yeah, I thought, first of all, I thought one thing that showed up defensively on Saturday is we tackled really well. For a first scrimmage, now we work a lot of stuff tackling-wise every day defensively, but I thought for a first scrimmage, we tackled really well. But I did, I thought Connor Shea did good things, and I thought Evan Eller, he showed up he can run and he'll tackle. So there was some really good things. He had a really good hit on the goal line today too. So I think with, Shea and Connor Shea and Cole DeMarzo and Evan Eller and Reed Sun and Mikey Young, we got a group there that's capable. And no, I was really happy with what I saw out of those guys on Saturday.
Devon Harris has been here since 2019. What do you want him to work on? Just he probably knows just about everything and has seen just about everything, but how does he take it to another level?
Yeah, I think Devon still, though, from a conditioning, I think he can still push his body another notch. I think he can do that. I think he can still play with lower pad level and do things that way. I think there's always fundamental things. Devon's worked really well this spring, and that was one of the things I think. Look, there's a curiosity that you have. A guy's been here for 21 years that you look at and you're, okay, will he be complacent this spring? Will he kind of just, go through his motions and take his reps and call it good? He's working to get better. And you see a lot of things from him, that you're like, okay, this looks better than what it ever has. So I'm really pleased with his mindset, his attitude, and where he's at right now.
Does he still work at Jersey Mike's or Dairy Queen or whatever?
Yeah, it's Jersey Mike's. So, the guy tells me, one day, this was in early March, that he's working up there. And so I go up there and get a sub, and I see the guy. And I'm like, where are you at? Oh, I was in the back. Okay, well, then tell me if you're going to be in the back. I won't come up there and spend money, but that's all right. So it was still a good sub, so I'll give it that.
Jaden Williams, the older one from California. How do you like his progression since he arrived, and how impressed have you been with the obstacles he's overcome in his life?
Okay, so he's a really good young man, and so you appreciate his where he's at and how he works day in, day out. For that young man right there, it comes down to using his hands, playing with pad level. When he plays with a low pad level and leads with his hands, he's a problem, all right? Because he's a really good, he's got good speed. He's got really good size. He's extremely strong. He's a 4'15" bench guy and other numbers that are really good. So when he uses his hands, there's a lockout there that's really good. And so it's a consistency thing. That's constantly what's preached to him day in, day out is hey, every play, let's make sure we're turned on. And no, I'm a big fan of him. And he's a really good young man, great personality, always smiling. You want to see him have success.
Coming on to special teams, obviously Clayton's gone. How do you decide who's holding for kicks, and how nice is it to have John back?
Having John back's a really good thing. I think one thing that came out of the scrimmage the other day too was the fact that really we've got 3 capable kickers. I mean, those guys did a nice job on the field goals. Eric Sandvik and Keelan Anderson too. They did a nice job. John's really steady and is really good. I was concerned to start the spring about who's going to hold, right? Caden Anderson's holding, and he's done pretty well. Jaden Clements is holding. He's done solid. Caleb Cooley actually would be our starting holder right now, and he's been really, really good, and so I've been that one after we had like first and second practice and I saw these guys hold, I was like, whew, I mean, we're in good shape right now because we got guys that can hold and do a good job. Cooley being one of them. I love Caleb Cooley to death. It's one of those things that like anything that he does, I'll trust. Okay, and so that, for him to return punts, I trust him back there catching it. For him to hold, trust what he's going to do. So I feel good about that right now.
Something we don't think about, and I'm not calling Clayton not an athlete, but it's kind of nice to have an athlete right there at holder that maybe you can do some things, or if things go haywire, you got a guy who can.
Well, if it goes haywire, yeah, I hope it doesn't. And it's not like, it's not like we're going to start scheming up a bunch of fakes and running like options and stuff with the kicker or anything like that either. So, I don't know. It's just, I like the reliability of Caleb Cooley. And right now, that's been a peace of mind. I mean, when we go out there the other day, those holds were really good on the kicks. And there was a couple long kicks that those guys had to make. And I was really happy with that element of the game Saturday.